dunking since, like I said, 13. Been around a lot of dunkers, a lot of the greats, and been able to sort of take my talent, around Australia, and all these years later still remembered. So, after all this time to pick out a favourite dunk, it's a tough one. But looking back on the dunks I did, the one that probably comes to mind would maybe be the blindfold dunk. Would have to probably stand out, that people still remember. And all these years later, it was in 1994 in Sydney. I was repeating the slam dunk competition, the All-Star game in Sydney. I remember Lindsay come up to me and said, "Brett, do not do this dunk. You're absolutely crazy if you try this, because you're going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons if it doesn't work out." And here we are 30 years later, and people still remember that blindfold dunk, and they always ask me, "Could you see, and how'd you do it, and how many steps?" And it's just one of those novelty things now that I guess we remember forever, which is a really, really cool thing to be able to say.
So I'm fortunate enough to get to hang around with Gazy and Copes every Wednesday night for a few hours, and I hear all the old stories. I hear everything else. You played with them for a number of years. What do you remember about playing alongside that duo?
Well, firstly, it was just phenomenal to even be able to share in the same team with those two guys, because you're talking about the greatest of all time in Andrew Gaze, and again, being a teenager coming into that team as a rookie. I think they picked me up at 15, 16 years old before I'd even played my first game. You're looking up to Andrew and Leonard and seeing them on TV for the first time and seeing the things that they're doing. And just like Michael Jordan and Bird and Magic, you watch, put them in the same sort of category as far as the Australian Basketball League, because there's just no other player that's as good, in my opinion. So, and Leonard was up there too. I mean, when he arrived in Australia, I remember the first time Lindsay got him out with Al Westover and Brett Brown. And he was coming straight from the NBA, so he was NBA quality coming into our league, and he really showed a whole different way of playing the game. I had a front row seat to a lot of this stuff, being on the bench and learning from these guys and being around the greats. So very, very fortunate and very, very grateful to be a part of that generation and be a part of the history, and of course in their primes as well, which was awesome.
We're talking about a three-time NBL dunk contest champion, Brett Rainbow, and you can get in touch with him still today doing some basketball coaching and training. Tomorrow Stars Basketball, if you want to get involved, get in touch with Brett and the team at Tomorrow Stars. What do you remember about that? That is some serious, impressive stuff with those dunks.
He was fantastic, man. He came out of nowhere, okay? He came out of nowhere, and what happened was, we were like, who is this kid with the big hands that can jump? He was doing backwards dunks. I just remember the long hair. He had the long hair, and I'm thinking, where does he come from? But he was fantastic. Could shoot the ball well, was athletic, could play defense, and Lindsay loved him.